The Secret Ultimatum and the German Blank Check, from July 2nd to 6th, 1914. How did Austria and Germany plan the destruction of Serbia in just 5 days? I'm Soldier Petr, and I'll show you the 5 most secretive days of diplomacy in history, from July 2nd to 6th, 1914. While Europe believed in a peaceful solution, Austria and Germany were secretly planning the destruction of Serbia. And the funding? They'll use taxpayers' money from their own citizens, who have no idea they're paying for their own destruction. July 2nd, Vienna. The liquidation plan. Morning of July 2nd. A secret meeting of the Austrian ministry. Berchtold presents a document titled The Final Solution to the Serbian Question. The plan is brutally simple. An ultimatum impossible to fulfill. Serbia will refuse, thus providing a pretext for war. A swift military action means the destruction of the Serbian state, with its territory divided between Austria and Bulgaria. Conrad asks, and what about the European powers? Berchtold, that's why we need German support. Without it, the plan is impossible. The darkest detail? The entire operation will be financed by taxes from Austrian citizens. Czech, Moravian, and Austrian taxpayers will pay for the destruction of a country with which they have no quarrel. July 3rd, Berlin. The preparation of a blank check. On a July afternoon at the German Foreign Ministry, Bethmann is preparing the most fateful document in world politics. The purpose? To assure Austria of German support under all circumstances. But the document must remain secret. The German public would never agree to support Austrian aggression. Bethmann writes, if Austria-Hungary deems it necessary to take military action against Serbia, this will not be contrary to German interests. This isn't just diplomatic support. It's a pretext for a world war. Bethmann is essentially saying, start the war. We'll back you up. The most despicable? German taxes collected for the defense of the homeland will finance Austrian aggression thousands of kilometers from Germany's borders. July 4th, the Crown Council. July, Schönbrunn, Vienna. The most important meeting of the Austrian government since the founding of the monarchy. Franz Joseph presides, but he is old and tired. The real power is in the hands of Berchtold and Conrad. Berchtold, we have German support. We can act. Conrad, mobilization will cost 500 million crowns. Do we have it? Finance Minister Bielinski, Austrian taxpayers will pay. They have no choice. Decision. The ultimatum to Serbia will be formulated in such a way that it will be impossible to accept. War is the outcome, not the risk. Franz Josef agrees with a heavy heart. May God's will be done. 5th of July. The Dominions Bowl. July, the most fateful day in the history of German diplomacy. The Austrian Count Hoyos arrives in Berlin with a personal message from Franz Josef. Emergency lunch at the Neue Palais. Wilhelm reads the Austrian memorandum. Serbia is a permanent threat to the monarchy. It must be militarily neutralized. Wilhelm, without hesitation, Austria has our support under all circumstances. Bethmann is shocked by the speed of the decision, but he can no longer change anything. Germany has just signed a blank check for a world war. The most tragic irony? The German state budget, funded by taxes from working German families, will be used to support a war that will destroy half of Germany. July 6th, the formalization of the apocalypse. A July morning, the official German response to Austria. Bethmann signs the document that will go down in history as the blank check. The German Empire will, if necessary, stand faithfully by Austria-Hungary as an ally, even if the Austro-Serbian conflict leads to war with Russia. This is a death sentence for millions of people. Germany effectively guarantees that it will support Austria even in the event of a world war. Bethmann still thinks he can control the escalation. Austria must act quickly while European sympathy is on our side. Fatal error. War cannot be controlled once it starts. It has its own logic. While politicians are planning the war, finance ministers are calculating the costs. Austria, mobilization, equals 2 billion crowns. A budget for 3 years of fighting. Germany, Kriegsanleihe, while loans secured by future taxes. Where will they get the money? From their own citizens. Austrian and German taxpayers will finance a war they did not declare and do not want. The most tragic calculation. The German Ministry of Finance is counting on a quick war lasting 6 months with costs of 50 billion marks. Reality. The war lasted 4 years and cost 200 billion marks. Almost every German family lost someone close to them and all their savings. The darkest aspect of the whole plan, complete secrecy from the public. The German public does not know about the blank check. The Austrian public does not know about the plan to destroy Serbia. Europeans do not know that 2 countries have secretly agreed to go to war. The German Reichstag has the right to approve war, but no one informs them of anything. The Austrian parliament has the right to approve the budget, but no one tells them what the money will be used for. Citizens will finance the war with their taxes, but they must not know that a war is being prepared. July 2nd to 6th, 1914 reveals the most cynical truth about taxes and wars. Citizens pay taxes for the defense of their homeland, but politicians use this money to attack their neighbors. Austrian taxpayers are financing the destruction of Serbia. German taxpayers are financing support for Austrian aggression. Serbian taxpayers will finance the defense against an aggression they did not provoke. Everyone pays, everyone loses, only the politicians succeed. Until the moment when their little war turns into a global apocalypse. Next time, I'll tell you about the week of July 7th to 13th, when European secret services began their final preparations for conflict, and when it became clear that not even the spies control events. Events control them. If you like the videos and the whole series, please give a like and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And if you have any thoughts on the topic, share them in the comments. Soldier Peter.